Gold has always been more than just a metal. For thousands of years, it has been a trusted store of value, the foundation of empires, and a silent witness to some of humanity's greatest crimes. And in the chaotic period following World War II, perhaps more gold changed hands in secret than at any other time in history, as gold belonging to governments, central banks, occupied nations, and private individuals disappeared into vaults that no one could officially verify. And while the war ended with clear military victories, in the shadows of diplomacy and finance, the winners were often those who could move wealth without leaving a trace. So where did all that gold go? This story examines how the world's most trusted form of money was smuggled, stolen, laundered, and hidden, and why some of it might still be missing today. To understand, we must remember what gold meant in the early 20th century, when most currencies were backed by gold reserves and central banks hoarded it as the ultimate guarantee for their paper money. For nations, gold meant trust, and for individuals, it meant safety and peace of mind in an uncertain world. By the late 1930s, as tensions in Europe escalated, countries began moving their reserves abroad. The Netherlands secretly sent over 120 tons to Britain, Canada, and the United States, while Belgium transferred hundreds of tons to locations believed to be safe. In 1940, when the Nazis advanced, they quickly seized the reserves of all occupied countries, using gold not merely as loot, but as a vital tool to finance the war, buying critical materials from neutral nations, with Swiss banks accepting it without question. The most famous example is Belgian gold. 198 tons were sent to the Bank of France, then to Dakar in Vichy-controlled West Africa, before quietly reaching the Reichsbank, effectively funding the Nazi war effort. Poland, anticipating invasion, carried out a daring operation to move its reserves through Romania and Turkey to North America. Yet significant amounts still fell into Nazi hands, some melted, recast, and stripped of identifying marks. Meanwhile, the Japanese Empire plundered Asia, China, Southeast Asia, and the Philippines, seizing gold, silver, precious stones, and cultural treasures in what post-war reports called the Golden Lily Operation. With some hidden in secret vaults and tunnels, credible evidence shows substantial quantities were indeed concealed. By 1945, German and Japanese authorities tried to hide as much as they could, while the Allies recovered some, with the U.S. Monuments, Fine Arts and Archives program uncovering stolen artworks and enormous caches of gold in salt mines and hidden depots, notably Germany's Merkers salt mine, where over 100 tons of gold bars, coins, and banknotes were found alongside priceless art. Yet this represented only a fraction, as much had already changed hands, been laundered through neutral banks, or remained hidden in unknown locations. In the post-war years, gold retained its importance, becoming a central tool in a new kind of global conflict, fought with espionage, propaganda, and economic leverage. While the role of Switzerland and other neutral countries remains controversial, as banks knowingly dealt in stolen Nazi gold, confirmed by 1990s research. During the 1950s and 1960s, gold stayed central under the Bretton Woods system, with fixed prices and reported reserves, but some gold added to reserves by the US and UK had undisclosed origins. Even today, treasure hunters occasionally reveal discoveries, hidden hoards, trains in mountain tunnels, or ships carrying wartime gold, some exaggerated, others real. History shows that between 1939 and 1945, massive amounts of gold disappeared, mostly unrecovered, that now worth billions, reminding us how quickly ownership and ethical rules can be suspended in times of crisis. In today's world of digital and cryptocurrencies, the question isn't, can wealth disappear? But how fast and will you notice? Understanding these patterns teaches not only financial literacy, but also how to protect ourselves. If this story offered a new perspective, hit subscribe. History has answers, and I'll show you where to look.